here's exactly how much money TikTok paid me for the month of July.
100, 20, 40, 60, 82, 10.
I work in the oil field and I make $16,000 a month. And I hear a lot of people say, must be nice and easy money. But trust me, this job is not easy.
Today we are going to be a little nosy and take a look at how much money people are actually making. Keep watching to see if your dream career prints cash or just drains you dry. Let's go.
I work in the oil field and I make $16,000 a month. And I hear a lot of people say, must be nice and easy money. But trust me, this job is not easy. And you earn every penny that you get paid out here. You work 15-hour shifts for 30 days straight in a 90-degree heat in minus 40 below weather conditions. And whether you're sick, tired, it doesn't matter. You must show up every day and you must perform. And besides that, this job is extremely dangerous. A lot of people get hurt out here. A lot of people lose fingers. And even fatalities do occur in this field. Yes, the money is good, but you miss out on so much life. And especially if you have a family, if you have kids, you will miss on birthdays, you'll miss Thanksgivings, Christmas, and the oil field does not give a shit about none of that. Is it really worth it to work in the oil field? And what do you do for a living and how much money do you make?
Man, that isn't really a salary. It's practically an installment plan paid with your own life. Let's check out the comments. 15 hours a day, 30 days straight is not worth $16,000 a month. No, it's not. Go fiber splicing $40,000 a month and in the AC. The new oil field are data centers. And here are some other quite interesting jokes. He's only 15, by the way. And the creator replied, I'm 17 to be exact. You were close, though. And I make $16,000 a month with a picture of SpongeBob. Let's be real, grinding away at a brutal grind like that will eventually catch up to you, quietly draining both your physical well-being and your peace of mind before you even realize it.
Full day of work, and what I make is a 23-year-old FedEx driver. You know, I'm waking up, pounding some caffeine before work. That's what the van's looking like. So this job isn't paid hourly, so I'm running the doors. It's just paid up based off how many stops we have that day. So I'm always it looks kind of goofy, but I'm always kind of running up to the door so you get it done as quick as possible. I swear. And then I only had a couple businesses today. Those are always slower than homes. So this is called a pickup. So this guy had some packages for me to pick up to bring back to the terminal. So I had to load all those up. And there's a few packages that I was going to deliver to him as well. So yeah, that's what a pickup is. So yeah, pretty much just pick up packages, bring them back. Then I had to go fill up for a minute, ran out of gas. And this is my last stop of the day. It's my only other business, so this is another pickup. So first I delivered their packages. They only had like 3 or 4, I think. So then I picked up theirs. And this one's always my last stop on the day. So it's always such a good feeling when you hit that last stop. Had a little back step on them, bro. Don't play with me. But yeah, so then it's like a 20-ish minute drive back to the terminal. So then I drive back. By this time, it's like around 4. I start delivering at like 8:30, and then I'm done usually around 3:30 or 4. But I don't know how I get so dirty working here, but I do. So at the end of the day, we get paid $1.50 a stop. I had 250 stops today, or 240, so $360. But yeah, the pay can vary a lot. There's a lot of ways where you can make more money, so I can go over that in the future. But yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it for a typical day.
Okay, so we'll just go straight over to the comments. $1.50 a stop? That's slavery. A postage stamp costs like 70 cents now. I'm a FedEx driver, and I get paid hourly. How many stops you average a day, bro? I work at UPS and do around 180 to 200. And the creator replied, I work for a private contractor that has us average around 250 stops. People say that being a FedEx or UPS driver pays off massively in the long run. But when you're just starting out or working for a third-party contractor, your actual take-home pay is nowhere near those flashy numbers online. So keep your wits about you.
Well, let's see how much my McDonald's manager paycheck was for these last 2 weeks. I came to the bank, but I think they're closed. I think I'm going to have to come back after work to actually deposit my check. Let's see. I haven't even looked at it. I usually don't look at it. It's not that bad. 2 weeks worth of work, which is, somebody was asking last time, multiple times. This is for 68 hours, which means I did not work a full 40 hours within the 2 weeks. Yeah, I did not work 40 hours, and I worked 69 hours, and I did get a $10 bonus, and it says they gave me 3 hours of sick time, and it's after taxes $1,056. And I just noticed right here that they have not given me my PTO yet. I've been a manager for a year. They do not give you PTO at my particular store until you've been in management a year, and I have been management a year. So I'm gonna have to ask. But a lot of people are asking what was the before taxes. Before taxes is $12.87. I'm not gonna say how much I make, only because there's kind of like rules within the management, or not. I don't know. I make under $20 an hour, but I definitely make more than 16. And I definitely should be making more, but you have to earn that, you know, things go up. I'm at my year, so I think I should be getting a raise here soon. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I don't know. I don't mind. I don't know. People, I've gotten so much hate about my check. Either people saying they don't understand how I live paycheck to paycheck, or they don't understand how I can't save money. How are, like, you have to understand, so I make, just say this was normal, $1,100, that's $2,200 a month. My rent alone is $1,500, guys. Yes, I have a new car. We needed a car. We didn't have the money to get, the problem was with the car, we didn't have the money to keep putting money into an old car and keep fixing it. So we got a new car thinking that we wouldn't have to fix it, but that hasn't been the case. So there's my check for 2 weeks. I'll be back here in 2 weeks again. Bye.
18.92 as a manager is sad. I would never do that. I'm confused. I see ads at McDonald's everywhere where managers make $100,000 plus per year. I don't understand how people live with $2,000 a month. And quite a few people were actually encouraging her to keep grinding. It's around 18.50 an hour. 1,267 divided by 68 hours equals $18.64. I give props. You're working. Pulling in $1,500 for nearly 70 hours of work is brutal. At that point, you're literally paying them with your health just to keep their business afloat.
Let's be open and honest about our jobs. My name's Erin. I'm 28. I live in Tampa Bay. I work as an optician apprentice at Walmart, and I make $30.05 an hour. I have been in this position for a year. The only thing that I have done to get my wages up are I took a certification that Walmart trains you and pays you for free and take care of everything. And actually, it's more than free. You get paid for it. So anyway, after a few months, I felt like I was ready to go take my test. I went and took my test. I got a raise to $29 an hour. It was a 10% raise. And then, because it starts at $26 an hour. And then after my yearly raise, it went up, I think, 2.5%. So now I'm at $30.05 an hour. I get roughly about 36 hours a week. I could get a little bit more, a little bit less if I wanted to, but this seems to be perfect.
Air traffic controller. I make roughly $54 per hour now. In about 3 months, I'll get another $30,000 pay raise and ultimately $200,000 plus. No degree needed, and yes, we're constantly hiring. This is completely natural because even though a college degree is not required, to get through the rigorous selection process, stressful psychological tests, and extremely strict training, very few people manage to survive and stay. High pay goes hand in hand with trading off high concentration and heavy psychological pressure every day. I'm 21 years old, an aircraft technician, 16-month program, 1 year experience getting paid $43 an hour, $61.90 for overtime, $39.06 fraud analyst for a bank. No degree. Worked my way up from customer service lines. I make $13 an hour.
I'm in danger.
I genuinely feel so lost. Like, what are you supposed to do at this point when you're making $200,000 to $1 million a month? I'm 21 and I just don't even know what to do with all this money. I genuinely feel lost. I have cars, I have houses, I have mansions. I I have jet skis. Like, I genuinely feel lost at this point, and I don't know what to do with all this money. And every time I see one of those videos, I'm just like, bro, shut the f up. You're not making that much money. There's genuinely people that sit here and believe that shit. Let me tell you guys how to spot these kind of people out. Anybody who's making legit money online, you can literally just do some Carfax of 2 seconds worth of searching to see what they do for a living, how much money they've made, if they have the facts to back that shit up. I can tell you guys right now, I've made $4 million online with a clothing business. I can show you guys my Shopify sales, like other people that are literally in your face saying, I make $2 million a month and I don't know what to do anymore. I feel so lost. If this person does not have a business account to show you, they don't have Shopify, they don't have a legit Instagram account, you can go see this is their business, this is what they do, this is what they sell. Yeah, right, you're making $2 million a month. You can kiss my ass.
You get $200,000 a year for the rest of your life, but you can only shower or bathe or wash your body once a month. Do you agree to this?
A median salary in the United States.
No.
According to you, it's probably going to be like 250,000, but what do you think it actually is? Take a guess. Take a little spooky guess.
All of US?
Yes. The country we live in. Yes.
Maybe like 75?
Oh my gosh. You are a little out of touch, aren't you? I guess that's what happens when we can rely on mommy. $48,060. Yeah, you're on track this year to make $16,800.
Yeah.
If you spend enough time on social media, you will easily get brainwashed into feeling like everyone and their brother is effortlessly making hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the real numbers tell a completely brutal story. And of course, I will show you exactly what I mean in the next few clips.
$1 million question. How much money can you make trucking these days?
Depending on where you are and what company you with, on the low end, I would say 60, 65. On the high end, I've known places 100, 120,000.
How much money can you make trucking?
Well, last year I made close to about 120.
As a company driver?
Yeah.
Get your CDL, $120,000 a year.
It's easy.
Yep, thank you. Appreciate it.
A salary of $100,000 to $120,000 sounds quite attractive. But in order to actually achieve those numbers, it requires an immense trade-off. Generally speaking, drivers usually have to run long haul continuously, then just have to accept living in the truck for weeks at a time, dealing with all kinds of harsh delivery timeline pressures, being away from family, and enduring long-term health impacts from that sedentary lifestyle. At the end of the day, high pay always has to come with risks and the real struggles behind the wheel.
It's payday today, so let's budget my paycheck and get sad. I make roughly $35,000 a year, and this week I got paid $754. Surprisingly, I still had some money left over from my last paycheck, but then my gym membership charged me 3 times in a row since my card declined for 3 months. So that brought my checking balance down to $582. According to ChatGPT's budget plan for me, the first thing I need to do is set aside $40 for utilities and $200 for rent, so that by the end of the month, I'll have enough to pay them in full. I also currently owe $9,500 in credit card debt, but obviously I don't have enough to pay all of that off right now, so I just put $50 on 2 of my cards to bring my balance down a bit and help maintain my credit score, even though the interest payments on my cards will probably cancel out everything I just paid off soon. That now leaves me with a total checking balance of $242.62, which might potentially be enough to buy some groceries and fill my gas tank this week, but not enough to pay any of my larger debts like student loans, unfortunately. That's okay though, because I let go of the idea of ever becoming financially stable long ago.
An income of around $35,000 a year is definitely a bit modest compared to the national average, which explains why she's dealing with so much pressure from credit card debt and student loans. Even though her rent seems quite affordable at around $960 a month, given the situation, figuring out a way to boost her income is probably the top priority.
It's payday! Hi, I'm Viv, first in my family to overcome generational poverty and build generational wealth. And this is my husband. We just got married, and after years of keeping our finances separate, we combined them. This payday is a special one. It's our first paycheck from our new jobs. Our new salaries are $185K and $170K. You might see these numbers and think, wow, they're so privileged. And yeah, you're right, we are. But we're also first-gen college grads who started our careers as public school teachers. We were broke, in debt, and had zero connections, but we didn't give up. See, as somebody who grew up in poverty, I needed to make money, but not just for me, for my family. I want to retire my parents. I want to give back to my family. I want to donate thousands a year to my community. And to do all that, we have to be intentional with our money. That's why before we spend, we budget. We're using my new budget template, which is finally available to all of you for less than the cost of a latte. Comment budget, and I'll send it to you. Husband gets paid twice a month, so we're only going to budget for the first half of the month. starting with income. My gross pay was $9,807. His gross pay was $6,458. After taxes and deductions, his net pay was $3,243 and mine was $5,747. So we're adding our net income here and leftover money from last month. Then fixed expenses, rent, phone bill get charged in the first half of the month. We're also putting $4,000 towards our emergency fund because we're trying to save a year's worth of expenses. And we kind of went crazy with our variable expenses this pay period because we have a lot of social things planned. We're still kind of getting settled into our new routines. After budgeting, we're left with around $700 as a buffer. And that's it. Follow along for more First Gen Money content and to see our next payday routine. Bye.
I have to hand it to this couple. Their money management is insanely practical. Coming from humble beginnings and working their way up to a combined income of over $350,000 is already impressive. But the way they fund a year-round emergency fund and stash away a cash buffer is even better. Every single dollar that hits their hands goes exactly where it needs to.
Let's talk about how we budget our finances as a family. Our goal is to live off my income alone, which allows us to save and invest everything my wife brings home. 6% of our income each paycheck is automatically invested into our 401ks. That leaves a take-home pay of $1,580 a week or $63.20 a month. First, we set aside $750 a month for generosity and tithing. Our housing costs, including mortgage, HOA, electric, and internet, total around $2,600. With my hybrid schedule and my wife working from home, we spend about $300 on gas. We also put $180 into a sinking fund for our car insurance. Our phone bill comes to $150 and we spend $80 on grooming our Sheltie. Life insurance adds another $80, while our gym memberships are $40. We keep a $300 discretionary spending allowance for fun. Personal grooming costs about $80 and subscriptions add up to $140. Groceries, that's about $800 a month. After all that, we're left with roughly $1,000 each month to save, invest, or spend from my income. Over the last few months, we've been investing heavily into stocks and cryptocurrencies, so this month we decided to take a bit of a break and buy this patio set, which cost us $750. Again, since we don't live off my wife's income, we still had about $6,000 to save and invest this month. We chose to invest $2,000 and add $4,000 to our savings.
This financial setup is seriously top tier. Living comfortably off just a single income of over $6,300 net per month, while their mortgage only takes up about 40% of it, means they still have nearly $6,000 left over every single month to invest or do whatever they want with. Living like that takes a huge weight off your shoulders. True financial peace of mind.
Here's exactly how much money TikTok paid me for the month of July. Well, technically June, since you do get paid out for it a month later, but let's get into the video. I also want to preface that I share this for transparency. I've been doing it on my page now for about 2 years, and I'm going to continue doing so. For context, I am part of the TikTok Creator Program. Anyone can get into this program as long as you meet certain requirements that you can look more into on your own time. But once you are in the program, as long as you create minute-long content, you get paid based off of the amount of views that you get. For the month of June, I had over 428,000 qualified views. And within that, my RPM, which is how much I get paid per 1,000 views, was $1.91. This number will vary per creator per person, but that was mine for that month, and that means for the month of June I made $810.76 after some PayPal fees were taken out, which I think is really good considering that's money that I'm earning for just doing what I love, what I'm passionate about, which is creating content and helping you guys out. I do have my 9-to-5 that I work full-time, so that's kind of what I use to pay off my bills. And then my social media income is just a bonus. That's money that I use for myself. I love you guys so much, and I thank you guys for your support. Bye!
And if you are wondering about her TikTok channel, here it is. But I have to be honest, making $810 from 400,000 views is like a drop in the bucket against the high cost of living in America. Keeping a day job is essential, because the illusion that you can get rich relying solely on short-form video is nothing more than gambling with your life. That is why smart creators never put all their eggs in one basket. They are forced to expand into YouTube, Twitch, or Kick if they actually want to survive.
So I had a lot of people ask what I do for work, and I work at a warehouse at the ripe age of 19. Basically spend the entire day picking up boxes and placing them on a pallet. And anyone that's worked at a warehouse knows this is not for the weak at all. This is literally a job for robots. I don't think humans are supposed to be doing this, but yeah, this is basically what I do all day. And yes, of course, I wish I had a different job, but this job does pay really well. It's just one of those jobs you have while you're trying to figure out what you want to do with your life.
From another perspective, that soul-crushing cage is actually the dream of so many others out there. Simply because the cost of living keeps rising, people accept trading their youth for high pay, treating it as a temporary lifebuoy to stay afloat and figure out their future. At the end of the day, it's just a fair gamble between a broken body and the raw pressure of survival.
So you telling me working 80 hours a week at Amazon, getting paid $500 before taxes at Amazon? Come on, son. $500 after working 80 hours a week at Amazon. Come on, Amazon. What is that? Like, dog, what? That's before taxes. So it's really $350 a week.
Working up to 80 hours a week and taking home just $350 after taxes is genuinely burning people out. That breaks down to less than $5 an hour for such high-intensity labor. So it's no wonder he's furious.
What do you do for work?
I'm a busser at Cheesecake.
Cool, and how much are you currently making there?
Roughly anywhere from $2,500 a month to like $3,000 a month.
I'm a manager at a bar.
How much do you make?
25. I work at Crown Plaza on 2nd Street.
Cool. How much do you make?
$12.50 an hour.
I run a cocktail program at a bar.
How much do you guys make doing what you do?
$65 a year.
Work at Panda Express. Panda Express.
How much do y'all make?
$16.50.
Nice.
$16.50 as well.
I work as a host at a restaurant.
How much do you make doing that?
About $22 plus tips.
I am the owner of Backstage Coffee in Greenville, North Carolina.
From the business side, how much are you paying yourself?
I paid myself probably about like $18,000, like a little bit less than 20, I think, but most of it goes right back to the business.
All right, the question is, how can anyone survive on $18,000 a year when every single penny earned has to be pumped right back into covering operating costs? He's the owner, isn't he? This reminds me of the situation earlier when the McDonald's store manager ground away for 69 hours over 2 weeks and took home a mere $1,506, translating to under $19 an hour, with zero paid time off in their first year. It's unbelievable how this economy operates.
This should not be allowed. What do you mean this dude earns 500 times that of the average full-time worker? Is he doing 500 times the work of an average full-time worker? Wealth disparity like this is why we have a cost of living crisis, because dudes like this are making $48 million while average people working in Australia are barely getting by. Nobody should be making $48 million a year. Tax the rich.
Everybody want to make $33 an hour, so it's time to make that $33 an hour. Yeah. When you got to deliver 300 packages, you're going to see a $33 an hour worth it, boy. No cap.
Think. This is what working at Amazon during peak season looks like. Today, for the first 4 to 5 hours, all we were doing was just picking. And there was a bunch of people today, so I got my own lane. And this was literally the easiest thing ever. And the whole time, I was just vibing, listening to music with the glasses I use to record these videos. Honestly, it's super chill, especially with music playing. It makes the time go by super quick. After that, we had to do picking, and not gonna lie, it's pretty easy. You're just playing Tetris again, just with bigger items. This is how it starts, and this is what it looks like at the end. After all of that, you just take it to the location right here. All you guys have to do is park it basically. And we basically do this for the last 3 to 4 hours of the shift.
The brutal truth is those high-paying job numbers all over social media are mostly clickbait. Everyone loves flashing $30 or $40 an hour to rack up views. But once you actually step into the job, reality hits hard. Higher pay usually comes with brutal physical labor, long shifts that leave your legs and back wrecked, and constant pressure to keep up with impossible quotas. And not every warehouse even pays the same. Some offer decent wages, while others barely pay enough to keep up with today's cost of living. At the end of the day, every paycheck comes with a price. There's no such thing as easy money.
If you kids can't live comfortably on $20 an hour, you have to be overspending. We got to break this down very quickly to give people perspective into the Gen Z's lives. If you make $20 an hour, that is $40,000 a year. After taxes, that is $2,750. The average one-bedroom apartment and utility is going to run you $2,000. You cannot do that making $20 an hour, so you're going to have to rent with a roommate for about $1,200, and that's being conservative. $500 a month for groceries, which is less than $150 a week. $300 for a student loan payment, which is below average. $300 for a car payment, which is below average. $150 for car insurance, $150 for gas, $100 for personal care, $50 for a cell phone is $2,750. That is paycheck to paycheck, leaving you with nothing. Nothing for savings, investments, the big one, health insurance, because I'm assuming they're under 26 years old, and zero fun. Now, if they were to make $30 an hour, that's $60,000 a year. That's $3,900 after taxes. Maybe they decide to get their own place for $2,000 and everything else stays the same. They're left with $350 a month, which is essentially still paycheck to paycheck. This is the cost cost of living in America.
How much I make in a week as a server who only serves 3 shifts a week. Yesterday was Monday morning. I served from 11 to 4 p.m. My total sales for the day were $945.50. I had a total of 13 checks and 38 guests. For tipping out support staff, this is what we walked home with, so let's count it. 100, 20, 40, 60, 82, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. $254 for Monday morning. It was Tuesday. I worked another morning shift. I worked from 11 to around 5-ish is when my last table closed out. My total sales were $1,816. I had a total of 28 checks and 48 guests. This is what we made after tip out. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 65. $465 for Tuesday morning. Just got finished with my Friday double. I worked for 12 hours. My total sales for the day were $3,243.83. I had a total of 40 checks and 112 guests. After tipping out support staff, this is what we walked home with, so let's count it. 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87, 20, 40, 60, 88, 20, 40. $840 for my double.
Well, if you check the comment section, you'll see quite a few comments like, what kind of restaurant do you work at? Give me a sign to find a new serving job, or whatever, blah, blah. But the fact that she makes such a high income also depends on the situation. Specifically, if she works at mid-range or upscale restaurants where a dish is expensive, like an $80 steak. Plus, customers frequently tip 20% to 25% on a high-value total bill. Then the tip amount can easily shoot up to hundreds of dollars per shift. Whereas if you work at casual eateries where the most expensive item is only $25, it is definitely very hard to achieve such a huge income.
How many years have you been driving trucks?
Exactly 1 year next week.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your anniversary. So how would you rate the job after 1 year?
Oh, I love it.
Really?
I absolutely love my job.
Okay, what did you do before?
Well, I owned my own business for years. Couldn't survive COVID. So I was looking for something for a couple of years, bouncing around, trying to figure out how I was going to take care of the family. Found myself in a pretty good job. Boss was a little tough to deal with. And I knew that at a moment's notice he could fire me and I'd have to start all over. Didn't like that. Talked to a buddy of mine who was into trucking, talked to another guy that I just met random and learned some things from them. Saw that CDLs are in demand everywhere, and realized that if I had a CDL, even if this company fires me right now today, I can have another job before I leave the parking lot. TMC has been a fantastic company to work for.
Yeah.
They've got their act together. They know how to run their business, and they treat the drivers like gold. Now they do offer a CDL program, but I got mine privately and then came to them.
If it's not a secret, I won't tell anyone. How much can you make your first year trucking at TMC?
I'm actually very proud of that, and I'm glad to tell anybody. My first year, because I've got all the numbers I can prove this, they say that your first year average is about 77,000. Mine is going to hit 85.
Wow, congratulations.
And I'm disappointed I didn't hit 90.
Oh my goodness. Well, next year, hopefully you'll hit 6 figures.
Next year it's 100, yeah.
How many Americans actually make 6 figures? If you spend enough time online, it probably feels like everyone and their brother makes 100K or more. But the real numbers tell a very different story. Before we dive into that data, if you yourself have broken 100K, please share in the comments your occupation. That way everyone can see all the different paths that they could take to reach that 6-figure milestone. But now for the data. According to YouGov, only 18% of US adults earn over $100,000 a year. So that's fewer than 1 in 5 Americans who actually make 6 figures. And if we slice that by gender, 25% of men, or 1 in 4, make 6 figures, compared to 12% or 1 in 8 women. Age does change the picture a lot too. Starting with those 55 and older, 16% make at least 6 figures. Ages 45 to 54, it's 20%. If you've stayed this long, hit that follow button. Ages 35 to 44 is where we peak, 25% making 6 figures. Ages 25 to 34, it's 18%. And finally, for ages 18 to 24, if you are stressed about making 6 figures at this age, please just put your phone down and stop tweaking, because in reality, the percentage of people in this age range that actually make 6 figures is just 7.
Realistically, under the best circumstances, the success rate maxes out at just around 25% for the 35 to 44 age bracket, typically the peak earning years for most individuals. So, as just pointed out, constantly pressuring yourself to hit a six-figure income simply because of what others flaunt online is completely unrealistic. Hard data proves that the vast majority of the population never reaches that level of earnings, no matter how much the digital landscape tries to paint a different picture.
Hey you guys, so it's currently, I think like 8:45, 8:41. I just got home from a shift and I got my first residency paycheck. So I figured I'd come on camera and open it with you guys. So here goes nothing, I guess. Let's see, they got all these whatchamacallits here. Okay, here we go. First look.
I hope you're hungry.
And
for nothing.
Okay, so gross earnings is $2,227.68. Net pay is $1,774.26. Not horrible. Is this for 40 hours? I don't know how much this is for. Okay, so it has my hourly rate. My hourly rate is $39.78. I don't know how many hours this is for though, in total. So maybe I'll have to do some math or read the email that they sent. But yeah, this is kind of exciting. My first ever residency paycheck. And the only reason why it's hard copy is because we don't have anything set up yet. But yeah, see you guys next time.
Oh, let's check out the comment section. I thought it would be higher. Is this weekly or bi-weekly? Paycheck on paper, what is this, 1992? Last time I had it on paper in 2008, but that is US. In 7 days, you earned as much as I earn in 2 months in my country, and I have 28 years of work experience. That is excellent for a first paycheck. Keep it up. You are doing noble work. She probably pays if all out in living expenses, though. Anyway, it seems like she's just doing her residency, and I'm guessing her future salary will be a lot higher. At the end of the day, every profession comes with its own price paid in sweat, time, and pressure, and sustainable success takes a long journey of hard work rather than just looking at the surface.
What do you do and how much do you make?
I am a coal miner and I make about $160,000 a year.
Wow, that's a really cool job. How did you get into that?
I kind of just started when I was a bit younger. I just knew some people, got into the line of work like that, and then sort of worked my way up, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing it for?
Well, I'm 26 now. I've been doing it since I was about 20, so yeah, 6 years, about that.
Lovely. And has your pay increased over that time?
When I first started, I was on like $30 an hour, but now I'm on like $65, $70 an hour or something like that.
What are the hours like?
So my hours are 12-hour shifts, night shifts and day shifts. So I'll do 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
So how do you get into an industry like that for anyone watching?
A lot of people like think that you need to have the skills and stuff to be able to do it, but nowadays I guess it's, as I say, it's who you know, not what you know.
We're from a jobs app called Get Ahead, and it operates like Tinder. So once you make your profile and you fill it all out full, you can apply for jobs in hospitality and retail simply by swiping right. So it's super simple.
Nice.
Yeah.
That income looks amazing, but trust me, he is literally gambling with his life out there. Not to mention the brutal reality of working 15-hour shifts every single day. People need to get their heads straight before blindly rushing into a dangerous job just for a massive paycheck.
I got a serious question. How the is it that I work out in sites like this? Blue collar work, right? We building shit like this. Valve cans, pipe, backflows, you know, concrete, all this shit. Blue collar work, you know what I'm saying? How the is it that I work in this? And I'm a heavy equipment operator, so that is what I operate, you know. That is another one. But yet, I'm still struggling to live in America. I'm building shit like this. You know, right now I'm in Kissimmee, Florida, but I'm building shit like this. Shit like this, dealing with shit like this. Digging down on meters and raising the boxes to curb level and everything. How is it that I'm doing heavy labor jobs, you know? Because that's what they say. This is what the old generation says. You got to work hard. You got to get you a good job. This is what they say. Work hard, get you a good job, or pick up a good trade. How is it that I work in something like this and got 6 years of experience in this, make a significant good amount of money when it comes to gross pay, but yet I'm still struggling? And I'm living below my means. I don't have Netflix. I don't have any of that shit, right? just enough to pay the rent, just enough to pay my insurance on my car. Barely can get food. Food stamp says I make way too much. You know what I'm saying? How is it that I live in America working heavy labor, blue collar jobs like this, 6 years of experience, and yet I can't live in America?
Underground minor wage per hour.
The rock temperature is 180 degrees and the water is also. Without cooling, an average person's only going to last a couple hours down there, so.
Years and a crew of 100 people working around the clock to finish. And the deeper they went, the more it cost. It's only worth it for Rio Tinto.
Alright, y'all, this is the brother here that used to work at Walmart. He said, I left Walmart after 3 months. My checks never had made it past $1,500 bi-weekly. That's terrible. That's terrible. I'm sorry the brother had to go through that. That's similar. That reminds me on when I first moved down to Charlotte, I had got on with Walmart. I had got on with Carvana. Carvana was paying me $1,800 every 2 weeks. I went to my boss and told him I'm about to leave. This ain't no money.
I'm a nurse and let's spend my biggest paycheck of the year. So for the last 2 weeks, I picked up 1 extra shift for overtime and I got paid out $21.54 after taxes. And for me, this is a lot of money because if I can break more than $2,000 for a single paycheck, I feel rich. But then immediately I have to pay rent for $14.85 and I just immediately start crying. But I pick myself back up. Cat bills, $140. I pay about $90 a month just for Bean's inhaler because she has asthma, and the rest is just for like cat litter and like food. Subscriptions, $31 a month. It did go up by $8 because I got Peacock for Love Island, and it is by far the best $8 I'm spending every single month. Phone bill, $44. Groceries, $220. I try to keep it around $100 a week just for food, but currently food is my only source of joy in my life. And the rest goes right into my savings. So honestly, I saved a good amount of money because I usually save about like, $100 a month. The fact that I could save over $200 is amazing. So yeah, I might pick up more overtime, more bonuses, but we'll see because it's slowly just withering me away.
Seeing this nurse excitedly flex his biggest paycheck of the year at a pathetic $2,154 is a brutal reality check for anyone still dreaming. Even if you grind overtime until you are physically exhausted, you will still end up scrambling to divide your pennies just to cover rent and cat food. Instead of being blindly satisfied with that tiny amount of cash, your number one priority needs to be finding ways to increase your core income so you can actually get ahead instead of just barely surviving every single day. As long as you look at draining your physical health for a few extra dollars as some kind of victory, you will be permanently trapped in an endless cycle of being broke. Don't let lifeless numbers dictate your life. Master your money before it controls you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you in the next videos.